This February, history will be made. Millions will watch as 80 years of unjust stigma is left in the past. A product that drove good people to the black market will be revealed as one that's creating a new global market. This February, what inspired the symbol of counterculture will at long last be seen as just culture. The new normal is coming. Will you be one of the first to see it? Visit medmen.com to watch an exclusive preview.
Hello, Wildcats. It's your boy, Kev. Just wanted to say hey and thank you for joining us for episode 50. And I also wanted to say, damn, girl, you got a McRib to go with that shake? Anyways, we are a comedy and crime podcast, so we do cover a lot of true cases and true crime and murders and mysteries. But we also like to add in some dark humor as well as some inappropriate jokes. So if you're not one that likes comedy and crime mixed together, we completely understand, but this podcast will not be for you. And then a second disclaimer, this is the hardest episode that we had to cover so far. There's a lot of bad stuff in this one, and it gets pretty dark. So if you do have a younger listener that's with you, if we have any younger fans out there, you might want to skip this one, or just a heads up. I think we do mention in the episode where things start to take a turn for the worse. But it's pretty tough, so just want to give you guys a heads up. But already, thank you all for listening. Be good, stay safe, and laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the BrothersCommon.Place tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the BrothersCommon.Place, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And before we jump into episode 50, I want to introduce you to the Bookhouse Boys.
What's up, guys? It's Tim, and a little bittersweet stuff going on. A little while ago, I gave you guys an email telling the ladies to fucking hit me up, man, because I'm single, trying to fucking talk to some ladies, and gave you guys an email, and I just got flocked with emails, but it wasn't from girls. It was weird. It was like as soon as I put that email out there, I kept getting emails from Andrew, and it was all just YouTube links to 9/11 conspiracy videos, and then for some reason episodes of Sister Sister. And he's trying to convince me that they're fucking linked.
Oh, yeah.
And god damn it, is he fucking convincing me. But you know what? I'm thinking the girls just must not like the email address that I gave out. So I'm like, you know what? I still want that one because I want Andrew to keep sending me those videos. So I made another one. So if you guys want to get at me, not you guys, you girls, if you want to get at me, the new email address is actually invadertim@gmail.com.
Oh. Fuck, that's good. Dude, watch out for those conspiracies, man, because like that rabbit hole, it's like my dad always told me, the deeper that hole you go down, the wetter your bicep's going to get.
T-Bro C, we're dynamite.
Nice.
Hey, what up, everyone? It's Spence. Looking forward to episode 50.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Kevin fucking hated this voice, and I think he's come around to it.
Oh,
Real
okay.
quick, is it Bobcat?
Hey, everybody! I just want to say this is Two Babcat go through it from BrothersCommon.Place, and I really like doing the podcast, and I like that you guys support us. It's really cool and all. And I just want to let you know that it's thanks for keeping the support, and remember the 5 stars, and always laugh at the dark stuff.
No, I'm still not coming around to it, too. So,
You did one time.
yeah, that's true.
I like how you're just getting really close to the mic. You just farted in.
You came around one time, like that time my dad forgot the money for the cigarettes that he was going to the store to get, and then he just left again.
Oh shit!
Holy shit.
And it's your boy Kev, a.k.a. your dirty little crime dog, a.k.a. Scruff McGruff, but with a little more muff. And I'm going to be on... Well, real quick, take a bite out of crime.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
But it is getting real out of control, real scruffy down there. I noticed when I looked down when I was taking a whiz earlier that it was out of control. Swear to God, I saw Robin Williams running around down there. So for his sake, I hope one of y'all roll a 5 or an 8 soon.
Oh yeah.
You know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby.
So alrighty, here we go. Episode 50. Thank you, everyone that has joined us on this most excellent adventure. And to celebrate, we're bringing you one of the most disturbing and WTF cases that we could find.
No.
Now, instead of saying exactly what this man did, we're going to let you tag along for the ride. But don't worry, we're going to get to it eventually. And also, Toof promised that he was going to be on his best behavior for this one.
Toof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean just get out the stupid jokes now?
Well, if you got one, sure.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our podcast, the 2 Quarters Podcast. Because it's 50.
Oh. All right.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the G Unit Podcast. Because this is 50.
It's the same fucking joke.
Ladies.
This podcast could get 2 carts at Aldi.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, it could. And with that 50 cents, you could probably buy everything in there. Alrighty, ladies and gentle brothers, today we are going to be talking about Josef Fritzl, or Josef. We had Josef last week.
Yeah.
Different Josef.
How many Magic School Bus jokes is there?
It turns out if you have the name Josef, you are statistically more likely to be a psychopath.
Ah.
Huh?
It is also statistically possible if he had a male sibling, they called him Broseph.
No, that definitely happened. Yeah.
But before we get any further though into this, let's go ahead and meet our honorary brother of the week. So if you want to be an honorary brother, just leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we will give you a shout-out on here, and you'll be our honorary brother of the week. So here we go. Carly Ann 182. So I super hope that that's a Blink-182 reference.
Yeah, what's up?
The subject, down to clown.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up.
Oh, man.
And the review goes, need a break from dark true crime podcasts? Not easily offended? Then this is the show for you. Love the show. Never change. Thanks for making me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the review.
We know Andrew wrote it, but yeah.
That might have been Andrew that wrote that.
Yeah, that was definitely Andrew.
Well, actually, no. Everything seems to be spelt correctly. So,
What if that was Carly Rae Jepsen?
oh, I hope so.
I don't know who that is.
Call us, maybe?
What if this is actually Kevin's dad that emailed us? Because I think he's probably about on his 182th email right now. God damn it.
Dude, I really thought he said 182. Like, I thought he did it on purpose.
182.
Wait, let's pretend.
182nd.
Let's pretend he did that on purpose, though. He said 182.
Yeah. God, I'm so fucking stupid, dude.
Alrighty,
You're
Spence.
beautiful
We all
just how
do it,
you
too.
are.
We all do it.
Spence, you got a subreddit of the week, brother?
I do.
Alrighty.
I found one that actually fits exactly what we do here.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Today's subreddit of the week is our crime scene.
Oh, shit.
This one is not for the faint of heart
I
because
would
this
imagine.
subreddit is basically photo albums of the photos at crime scenes.
Oh, Jesus.
Like one of the top ones right now is Brazilian woman who was mauled by dogs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so there's your warning. Don't go there if you got a weak stomach, but if you're interested in researching and seeing what it was actually like to be there, go for it.
I mean, not to be that guy or something. Like, I know this is already a not safe for work board, but like, do they show nudity, like all that stuff?
They do show mutilated dead body nudity.
Yes.
What the fuck, dude?
One of my favorite ones is like, I think it's, I don't know, she's like tan, but like her arms and legs are missing. It's just like a full frontal shot of the beaver.
Hey, guys.
Why, dude? Why?
I'm not sure if this is best behavior.
I'll have to check it out.
Guys,
I'll
hang on.
sort by top.
Guys, hang on. Lift everything off the table. Two's boner is knocking the table over, so.
That's your best behavior, talking about an armless girl's beaver?
We haven't got to the topic yet, though.
Oh, that's true.
Armless and legless.
I mean, it sucks what happened to him, but I mean, I'm a pervert.
Oh, never mind. All is forgiven. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
clearing that up.
Thank you.
He
Hey.
registered. We
Hey,
know.
I said my Hail Marys.
Oh, so alrighty, here we go into the case. Now, a lot of you have probably heard of Josef Fritzl, and if not, you're probably one of our younger listeners because this case was huge in the 2000s.
I swear to God, I'd never heard of it.
No?
No.
Oh, dude, if you went on 4chan back in the day, you'd see this a lot. I'm sure you've seen the picture of the guy.
Yeah, I have,
So-
yeah.
I feel like 4chan would probably be defending him.
It was like super popular in the mid 2000s. I used to have as my MySpace song when you went on my page. Was this guy a bad guy in Die Hard? Jans Gruber, is that his name?
Okay, I take it you didn't listen to our episode
The
last
last
week.
episode.
No.
We literally
Yeah.
cracked like 20 Hans Gruber
Yeah,
jokes.
dude,
Fuck yeah. All right, there we go.
So alrighty, strap in, boys, as we go from our case last week in Germany all the way across the universe and into Austria.
Oh, shit.
Just right next to
Hey.
it.
Hey, good day, mate.
Hey, lovely accent, New Jersey.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Austria. Well then, good day, mate. God, Dumb and Dumber's so fucking good.
Great movie.
It's a classic, really.
Josef Fritzl. That's a name that I would never trust. It has Fritz in it. And we have already told the story about Fritz before, the one that ended with Toof giving her a drawing of what she thought was her covered in blood crying out, "My son." But that's not exactly what happened. I forget what episode that is in, but
Well,
That's also Magic School Bus chick, though, too, isn't it?
Miss Frizzle.
Yeah, Frizzle. Okay, it was close.
And this is, I know we make a lot of jokes about my father, but my father has always said, never trust a man with the last name that rhymes with schnitzel. No, I made that up too.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
here we go.
dude.
Moving on.
Holy
Sorry, that was not
shit.
even funny. And I wrote that in.
you wrote that in?
Yeah, your jokes haven't been that great either yet, too.
At least I didn't prepare them.
Okay, fuck. So Yosef's neighbors, they knew him as a self-made man that was enjoying his retirement with his wife that he had been married to for 50 years. However, nobody knew what was going on directly beneath them all.
Hang on, let me cross out my notes. I wrote down self-satisfying man.
I wrote down Saturn car salesman. Let me cross that out.
Also, actually, just drew a picture of myself when I wrote down self-satisfying, so I'm going to cross out all my notes.
This guy only sold Sunfires.
And then he lit his son on fire. That's the end. Sorry, guys.
Now, before we get into the early life and the beginning of our story, I want to begin with a quote from Josef that he had told a psychologist after he's in prison later. So this is a direct quote from him. "I was born to be a rapist."
Oh,
So, alrighty, now that you got that in,
shit.
get a little heads up on what our boy Josef is
Holy
like.
fucking balls. I don't even have a joke with
I
that.
know, dude, what the fuck?
Toof,
I
what you
feel
got?
like I'm thinking, sounds like he was born to be a Hollywood producer.
No.
All right.
Holy shit. All right. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. That was clever.
So here we go, Josef. Josef, he was born in Amstetten, Austria on April 9th in 1935, and I probably didn't pronounce that right at all. He was raised as a single child by his working mother, and he had no father around once he decided to abandon the family when Josef was just a toddler. Yeah, he was the age of 4 when his father left the family, and his father would eventually die in action during World War II in 1944.
So, like, out of all of our topics, are we ever going to have a good father?
I doubt
I don't think
dude.
we're going to.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. 4 years old is considered a toddler?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Huh.
kind of, I guess.
I always get that shit mixed up. Like, there's like toddler, infant,
Yeah, I think 4 is toddler.
football.
Yeah. Well, I think they're always footballs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how hard you can kick.
His father was a proud supporter of the Nazis and told Josef that, quote, Hitler had come to save us.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah.
then he must have just changed his mind and been like, he actually just came to save me because I'm fucking out of here, Josef. Good luck.
When he left, he put a star above his door. He's like, they're in there.
Holy shit, dude. That's good. Holy shit, dude. Oh, my God, dude. Keep it. That is good.
Oh, shit,
That's
too.
good, dude. Holy shit.
That was.
good.
Whew.
Oh, man.
And that's why everyone around here always puts stars above their house. Like those nautical
You
stars.
should have just quit while you were ahead, Jeremiah.
Fuck.
They're in there. That was good.
Because they've got Jews hiding in their house.
And he claimed that his childhood was very lonely, cold, and lacking love. His mother would beat him and leave him alone in the dark as punishment. And here's a quote from him later on. All of his quotes are after he's been imprisoned. And I think they're all from when he spoke with like a psychologist and shit.
Yeah.
So here's a quote from him. "She never showed me any love. She beat me and kicked me until I was on the floor and bleeding. I felt so weak and humiliated. I never got a kiss from her or even a hug, although I tried very hard to please her. The only thing she did with me was go to church. She beat me and kicked me until I was lying on the floor bleeding. I had a horrible fear from her. She kept insulting me and told me I was Satan, a criminal, and a no-good."
I would probably turn out pretty bad if my mom left me watching Alone in the Dark all the time. too.
Oh, yeah, true that, man. Holy shit.
And if you get tired of watching that, here's a book, Scary Stories to Read in the Dark.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
Which
Actually,
volume?
I would say, well, I love all of them, but I mean, I would never want to like be alone reading them.
And guess what his mother's name was?
Steve.
No, I'll give you a hint. Growing up in Spanish Harlem.
Jesus Christ, dude.
She living a life just like a movie
That's
star.
another Maria.
Maria. And Josef's mother even admits that the only reason she had him was to prove to her husband that she wasn't sterile. So she didn't even want.
Yeah.
She didn't even want
Like,
this kid.
Hey, look, fucker, I can do it.
And like she's told him, like I didn't want you at all. Like she's even like, I just wanted to prove to your father I could have a kid.
Like I hope like
These ovaries
like
work.
I hope when like she was like in labor, she's just standing there, just staring him in the eye,
she
and
drops.
she just goes and pulls, just grabs right up in there, just pulls it out. See, I can fucking do it.
She stands on a ladder and drops it like a baby giraffe.
She holds on. She holds onto it, farts in its face, throws it across the room. Told you I could fucking do it.
And then when baby Josef is like sitting there on the bed, she's like, "Oh, you hungry? Want some breakfast?" She goes to the fridge, pulls out a carton of eggs, opens it, farts on the eggs, then puts it over in front of baby Josef and says, "Do these eggs smell funny to you?" I don't know.
Wow.
Damn, you were so close, man.
Detailed.
I'm sorry.
Dude, you were so close. I thought you were going to say, are these eggs fertilized for you? Because the farting on them? Yeah.
I still looked at
I heard she yelled at her husband when he was walking out the door and she had the kid. She's like, "You can stop calling me by my fucking nickname now, Sterile Daryl."
And when Josef turned 21, he married a 17-year-old girl named Rosemary.
His fucked up thing is that's like going back to our old podcast. Like this is actually like, super okay.
I know. Usually it's like, and when she turned 12,
Yeah.
she married her producer.
She married her 71-year-old father, but no, 21 and 17. Like based on the other things we've done, this is super fine with me.
This is kind of interesting, though, because his mom said he was the devil or he was going to grow up to be Satan or something like that. And he married someone named Rosemary. So, like, if they had a kid together, it'd be Rosemary's baby.
Oh shit, true that.
But was that a movie yet?
Well, they're going to have some kids. We'll find out.
Oh yeah.
It might be Rosemarie. It's Rose, Marie, but I actually wrote Maria so many times, I wrote it as Rose Maria,
Oh damn.
which I know that's
that was still good though.
And Josef, he ruled the household with an iron fist. He would regularly beat his wife and pretty much was treating her the way his mother had treated him. So he's just a complete piece of shit. And since she's 17 and he's 21, she's probably doesn't even like know any better. Like she's probably just completely just brainwashing and destroying her.
Well, I think he kept telling her that if she left, he wasn't going to buy her beer anymore. So I think that's why she stayed.
Dude, this guy follows, like, sayings really well. Do unto others have done unto you.
Oh, yeah. True that. It really is true, dude.
Stupid.
They call that the bronze rule.
The Braun Strowman rule.
And the two would end up having 2 sons and 5 daughters.
Jesus.
One of those daughters being Elizabeth, that was born in 1966, which we will start talking about very soon. And now this never came out until later on after he was imprisoned. But Josef, he had told his neighbors that his mother had passed away in 1959, which was around the same time when he took ownership of his mother's house. So like his neighbors are like, "Oh, his mother passed away, so he's taking over that house now," and he was living there and stuff.
Yeah.
But it turns out that his mother actually didn't pass away until 1980.
Holy shit.
So where the hell was she for those 21 years?
Jesus. Wait, where did she die at?
Here's a quote from Josef from a leaked psychologist report on what happened to his mother. "I locked her up in a room at the top of the house. I then bricked in the window so that she never again saw the light of day." He wanted to punish her, so he put her up there and just fucking pretty much kept her in prison there for 21
Dude,
years.
how the fuck do you live 21 years like that?
Is
Because she had to be like kind of older.
Yeah, she would have been.
She then became the main witch from Double Double Toil and Trouble.
Oh, God.
We haven't
Yeah,
referenced
she
that
did.
in a while.
So I've got a question. If he, like, bricked her in there and was, like, punishing her, is this him turning face? Because, like, he's attacking the heel.
Yeah, he kind of is turning face at this point, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not that. I mean, that doesn't make him good. He still beats the shit out of his wife and his kids.
Oh,
and
so
stuff.
it makes him Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, it makes him a tweener. Oh, holy shit, dude. Oh, my God.
Hey, he had the same kind of face turn. He was
Yeah,
doing evil
that's
stuff,
true.
but still a face.
I was going to say makes him a tweener, but no, yours is better than mine.
But friends of the family, they do have their doubts on whether or not that this is true about his mother. It does sound pretty fucked up and weird, but after we learn a little bit more about this guy, it really doesn't sound too far-fetched. And he said that he didn't have a good relationship with his mother, obviously. She used to stop him from having any friends. And he said, "I had a very troubled childhood, and at times I was taken away and put into a foster home. At the age of 12, I found the strength to face her, and from that moment on, I was Satan for her.
Do you think when he was alone with her, he went up there? She passed away in 1980?
Yeah.
Did Danzig Mother come out right around then? You think he went up there and read that to her?
Oh my god.
Mother, tell your children not to fucking put you in an attic dungeon.
Tell your children not to brick you in.
The answer to if it's yes. Yes. To all that.
And Josef, he would graduate college with a qualification in electrical engineering, and he would obtain a job in a construction material firm and would later become a technical equipment salesman.
Jesus.
And on top of that, he owned like a bunch of buildings and houses, and he would rent those out. So the guy ends up being like pretty wealthy.
Dude, I really thought this dude was gonna be like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like, he does all of his shit on his own. So
Entrepreneur.
I was wondering.
Hashtag Wildman right now. Hashtag Wildman.
I was gonna say that the way I heard this guy lays bricks, I wonder if he was 2006 Kobe Bryant or if he's a professional Fortnite player.
Shit. Or James Harden in any type of playoffs.
James Harden elimination game.
Yeah, exactly.
So besides being an asshole and a wife beater, Josef would also soon find himself in trouble with the law. First would be at the age of 24 when he was caught exposing himself, just whipping out his fucking nerd's rope dick.
Yeah, we've all been there, man. We've all been there.
And then in 1967, at the age of 32, he would break into the home of a 24-year-old nurse. But Josef is not stupid. He has a college degree after all. And he waited for her husband to be away from the home before breaking in and then holding a knife to the throat of the woman and raping her.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Telling her that if she screamed, he would kill her.
Did he at least like introduce himself when he met her? Hello, nurse.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, this guy's just a piece of shit dirtbag.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
fuck this dude.
If you look at him, he looks like he was just born old. Like, I
Yeah.
can't picture him having a face that isn't old as fuck.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott.
No, Sam Elliott's awesome.
Yeah, Sam Elliott.
Oh, that's who he kind of reminds me of a little bit.
This-
No,
guy
no. No, it's like he looks like Blue.
Basement Dad?
He kind of looks like You're My Boy Blue, but like he's always looked like that. Also, yeah, he's already hashtag Mel Hall.
Yeah.
Mel
I
Hall,
would see him played by, like,
Hall of Fame.
Jack Nicholson in
Yeah,
makeup.
dude, that looks like Blue to me.
So Josef, he gets thrown in jail, an 18-month sentence. But lucky old Joey here, he only ends up having to serve 12
What
months.
the fuck? 18 months for wait, just 1 year?
1
for
year
fucking
for
rape?
breaking into a woman's house,
Like-
holding a fucking knife to her throat and raping her, and you only get a year in jail.
Wait, did he have the picture and did he tell him he had the picture?
I
Come on,
forget what
dude.
that is, dude.
Stealing Harvard.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I have the picture. Hey, I'm not gay.
I'm not
you know?
gay.
I'm
not
just
gay.
lonely.
Yeah.
And now, according to Austrian law, after 15 years, his criminal record would be completely cleaned. So that's why later on he doesn't have a problem whenever doing certain things, because if he is looked up, it shows that he has a clean record.
It's a good thing Ted Bundy didn't know that.
So we'll touch on that a little bit later. And then his wife, Rosemary, she stays with him. And I guarantee that after being with him, she's got to be like a little bit brainwashed or something. And he probably could have been like, no, I didn't do anything. That's a lie. And I bet she would probably believe it.
Well, shit, he wasn't fucking even gone that
So-
long. So he'd be like, yeah, they let me out because I didn't actually rape her.
And I mean, he's always beating the shit out of her and stuff too. So she's probably like scared too. So his wife stands by him, and he is able to completely fly under the radar in terms of background checks and all that kind of stuff, because he ends up just starting his own business while renting out houses and things, so he doesn't have to worry about any employers. So his prison time and conviction, they're all kept pretty quiet. And unfortunately, it was during this time in prison that he started to get an idea. And then he would start planning out this idea.
Oh, Jesus.
And
He was like light bulb.
And he was put in jail in 1967. His daughter Elizabeth was born in 1966. So she's only 1 year old during his time in prison. So remember that. So let's go ahead now. We're going to go to 1983. Elizabeth would run away from home, only to be found by the police and return to the family 3 weeks later.
Wait, real quick. How long did he spend in prison?
1 year.
How the fuck did the grandma survive in the attic?
Like somebody would have had
The
a thing.
brainwashed wife probably fed him.
Yeah, somebody would have had
Oh,
a thing.
okay.
No.
I mean, if that's true, but I agree. Like that is like a solid
Holy
question. Yeah.
shit, yeah.
They left.
What
her
if he had a giant hamster feeder?
Holy shit, she's
just
She's running around on the wheel and shit.
Yeah, it's like filled with like canned goods.
Mm.
It just opens a new can and dumps it for her.
Chef Boyardee for you for
Hey
a
guys,
year.
where'd she poop at? All right.
And then, so let's go ahead now to 1983. Elizabeth would run away from home, only to be found by the police and return to the family 3 weeks later. And then on August 28th, 1984, at the age of 18, Elizabeth would run away again, this time disappearing for good. And her mother, Rosemary, would file a missing persons report, and for the next few weeks, there was no word of what had happened to her or where she had gone. And then something happened out of nowhere. A letter had arrived at the house, and it was signed from Elizabeth. In the letter, she stated that she was tired of the family and her life there, so she had decided to run away for good.
Mm.
So that sounds a little shiesty. She disappears for a few weeks, and then a letter shows up.
No, look crazy.
And when police came and questioned the family about this letter, Josef said that she most likely ran away to join a cult because she had previously mentioned that joining a cult was something that she wanted to do. And the police, they would continue to look for her and try to investigate as much as they could, but that trail had quickly gone cold, and eventually, poor Elizabeth was forgotten.
Has anybody ever mentioned out loud that joining a cult is something they want to do? Because I feel like when you join a cult, it's something that you just like got talked into, or you just believed in what they were doing. But have you ever been like, dude, fuck, you know what I want to do today? I want to join a fucking cult.
I thought it would be cool to start a cult.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That'd be pretty fucking
I've
cool.
thought that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not join. No.
No, I don't think anybody ever like mentioned that out loud.
Now where someone else is making the money.
No.
I mean, this is like 1984, and she's like an angsty teen now. So I think she was trying to say she wants to join the band The Cult.
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because then later she joined ICP.
Wait a minute. There's a band called The Cult, right? Or am I thinking of The Cure?
I mean, I'm sure there's a band called The Cult.
So there has
Cool.
to be.
All right.
Dude, I just went along with that. I really thought there
Yeah.
was, yeah.
And that letter wasn't the only strange thing that would arrive at the home, though. Over the next 24 years, 3 babies would appear separately somewhere outside the home. Sometimes one would show up by the front door, sometimes one would show up just on the doorstep, or one would show up by the bushes. So that's pretty fucking weird.
Storks can't get anything right, man.
I mean, they are storks.
Yeah, that's true.
They could have had crows do it. Crows are smart as fuck.
Yeah, crows are super smart.
That's true.
Also, each one would have a letter accompanying them, all signed by Elizabeth, stating that she couldn't take care of the baby and was leaving it with the parents for safekeeping. So this happened 3 separate times. 3 times a baby just appeared there in front of the house with a letter signed by Elizabeth. So that's insane.
That's
crazy.
so shenanigans. Like, if she was part of a cult, they would fucking love to take in the baby.
See, I just think it's fucked up that all 3 of these like kids like had their parents like get murdered by Voldemort and Dumbledore dropped them off in the fucking doorstep, dude. It's fucked up that's that happened 3 different times.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
Because I remember someone yelling out their window, "Quit stealing our fucking lights."
That fucking clicker. No, man. It was just good that Hagrid was able to, fucking bring them all there and stuff.
Come in on that motorcycle.
Yeah.
And the children, they all had similar appearances to Elizabeth, and even Josef for that matter,
And lightning bolt scars.
and lightning bolt scars. So there is no doubt that the letters and babies were from Elizabeth. At least they know that she is alive somewhere then, so that is a bit of good news. And Josef and Rosemary, they were never questioned. The social services and police were like, well, all right, since you're the grandparents, the kids, they can all stay here. Never mind the fact that Josef was previously in prison for a violent sex crime. Just go ahead and keep
Forget
those
that part.
babies.
Yeah. You didn't rape a baby. You're good.
And now we're going to jump forward all the way to April 26, 2008.
Holy shit. I didn't know it was that far.
Yeah.
Damn.
Miraculously, out of nowhere, Elizabeth reemerges, much like Michael Jordan after he came down from Moron Mountain after defeating the Monstars and out of the ship at the end of Space Jam. She had gone to the hospital to see her daughter, and the hospital staff knew that something strange was going on by her arrival. So the staff alerted the police, and they came and questioned her.
Also, they forgot to bring somebody else back from Moron Mountain, but... Rest in
Rico
peace.
Harris?
Yeah, rest in peace, Rico
Oh
Harris.
my god, dude.
They needed someone up there that could still lose the kids in ball. And you'll lose.
Yeah, because we got, being back down. They didn't even have us chained up. We just lost.
Yeah, well, this is fucking harder than it looks, guys. And that night, the police brought her in to speak with her, and they asked her about the girl that she was visiting in the hospital, which was her daughter. And then they asked her about the man that had brought her daughter in, which was Elizabeth's father. And Elizabeth tells the police, "If you promise me that I'll never have to see my father again, I'll tell you about my imprisonment for the last 24 years. So holy shit, this is going to take a turn and get super fucked up.
No.
So prepare yourself for this, because there's a lot of fucked up shit coming up.
There's basically no jokes for like a while.
And that...
Oh shit, we're watching a Carrot Top stand up.
Holy shit, dude, yes. Wait, hang on, guys. I just pressed play on Joe Dirt too, so...
Dude, one of my favorite things, I think it's from the roast of like Snoop Dogg or something, but Carrot Top is there, and then someone just burns him. They're like, yeah, Carrot Top's here because he heard we were giving props to Snoop Dogg tonight. And by the way, Elizabeth's trip to the hospital, that was the first time she had ever gone outside and seen the sun in 24 years.
Jesus Christ, dude. How pale was she?
She's 42 years old at this time, and they said she looked like she was 60. Her hair was white. Her skin looked almost like you could see through it. It was so
Jesus
fucking pale.
Christ.
So, alrighty, here we go. Back to the beginning. All the way to 1977. Joseph, he first begins to sexually abuse his 11-year-old daughter, Elizabeth. So he's pretty much king of the Mel Hall of Fame now here. And you would think that that's the worst of it, but it's not. It gets way worse. And it was believed that Elizabeth was his favorite of all the daughters. So this is his sick, fucked up, twisted way of showing it, by making her the object of his desires.
I know this isn't funny at all, but you had like the perfect opportunity to say, let's get back to the disaster.
Oh, I should.
Yeah, dude, you should have fucking said it, man.
This has nothing to do with it, but I don't know why it popped up in my head reading that. Just Patrick Swayze from Donnie Darko going, fear, love. It's probably because he had the... Yeah, okay, that makes sense why that popped in my head now.
Yeah.
By 1981, Josef had finally started building and putting together a workshop in the cellar, which is underneath the very same home that he'd gotten from his mother, which, by this time, if what he says is true, would have been right around the time that his mother had passed away. So he's going from attic dungeon to cellar dungeon.
Yeah.
So that's like super fucked up. And if he did this to his daughter, then who knows what the fuck he was doing to his mother, you know?
Are there like records of when his mom died? Like, did she actually...
I don't think there are, honestly. Yeah. He said, plus this is in Austria, so I don't know how to really find it, but he said all this afterwards.
This guy sounds like he went from the Jeffersons theme song to a Fall Out Boy song. Instead of moving on up, he's going down to the cellar ground.
Nice. The joke that
I know it wasn't that, but you made me think of fucking Good Times. I started thinking of that.
Yeah.
Temporary layoffs, good times, easy credit rip-offs, whatever the fuck that lady says.
Nobody knows.
No one knows what that lady says there. But
Nobody knows.
So, all right. And remember how we mentioned that his time in prison, when Elizabeth was only 1 year old, that he started coming up with an idea? Yeah, that's when he first decided that he was going to build this fucking family sex dungeon. She was only 1 year old.
Jesus Christ.
And he's sitting in prison like, you know what? I have a fucking wonderful idea.
Yeah.
And
this sounds like the CW show.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It kind of does.
Tim, you ready? I wonder if this guy was the inspiration for Brian Kendrick's I'm just a man with a plan.
I'm just a man with a plan. The shittiest entrance music ever.
Oh, yeah.
That's like biscuits and gravy.
Oh, yeah.
Biscuits and gravy. Fuck yeah. Made me a man.
And this dungeon where he kept Elizabeth for 24 years was directly under his home. And that's where she was like the entire time.
Yeah, Jesus.
So I don't know if he wanted to build this and then later decide on his victim, or, which is like super fucked up to even think about, if he had her picked out from the beginning.
No.
I have no idea. All I know is he wanted to build this thing for a super long time.
Jesus. I don't know what fucked up like disorder you have to think,
No.
yeah, this is a good idea.
I can understand like where someone would be like, man, I couldn't help it. I got so fucking pissed off at this guy that I killed him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a murderer. I wouldn't kill anyone, but I could see a situation where something would happen where you would
Like Con Air type
take
stuff or
someone
something.
out.
Yeah.
How the fuck could you ever get the idea to build a fucking dungeon to put your daughter in to rape for 24 years?
No. Yeah.
I don't think it's a deletable, but I just want to give some leeway into it. That way you can delete it. So I mean, that's like fucked up. If he like planned this all the time and like he had her as like his like chosen one victim, but it did make sense why he made sure she was the one that always ate her vegetables.
Oh, too fuck.
It's bad. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's not even, just let's do some silence after so you can delete it. Silence, God damn it.
Fuck, dude, it's fucking growing on me though so quickly. The rest of the kids try to eat like carrots and shit, and he's like smacking them with a yardstick.
You eat the steak.
So he had the plans and designed it, but it isn't until 1981 to 82 that he starts actually building it.
Did he have to fucking wait till his mom died?
He didn't. I don't think he had to wait, but it was like, well, since I don't have a prisoner anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's like,
So it's
well,
like some kind of power trip?
I think so, yeah. And anytime anyone asks him what he's doing, he just tells his family that he's putting together a workshop downstairs, which he does. He has a cellar and a workshop, but then it's hidden like behind it.
Yeah.
And since he designs and sells a lot of things, it made sense to everyone. Like, oh, he's just building a workshop and shit down there.
I really want to crack a Stir of Echoes joke, but I guarantee nobody's seen it.
No, I have it.
Fuck, it's a Kevin Bacon horror movie. He has to dig through his basement to find his body, but
Oh, shit.
damn it. Yeah.
Dude,
It's a
oh my
really
God,
good
they
movie.
said he had a dick through his basement. And I was like, what the fuck is this
He
movie?
did use his dick. That's a really good movie.
Instead of the spoon, that's what he used in Shawshank Redemption.
And according to a documentary I watched, he also told people, like neighbors and stuff that were asking, that he was building an atomic bomb shelter. And the guy, he's an engineer, and he's a good one at that. He did all of his own building, electricity, machine construction. Like, he could do a lot of that shit. Like, he did everything on his own. Like, people referred to him as a technical genius.
Yeah.
And the property, it already had a hidden cellar under the home, but there was also a pre-existing basement on one side that nobody else knew about. So he connected the cellar and basement to make this prison cell type dungeon.
Oh, shit.
So it's like a
Okay.
big building that he was renting out to people at the same time.
Jesus.
And he put security locks on the doors to get in, and the main door can only be opened from one side, and it's airlocked. And in total, you would have to go through like 8 locked doors, and then you would have to move a tool shelf to the side, revealing a hidden passage. And the hidden passage on the door that's behind the tool shelf is only like 3 feet wide and like 2 feet high. And then the door is also reinforced with concrete.
Yeah, just to make matters worse, he called it Tim the Tool Shelf Taylor. Holy shit.
Sounds like a Scooby-Doo hideaway. Although if it was a Scooby-Doo hideaway, you'd be able to tell where it was because it would look different from all the other background.
Oh, it's the only book that has a fucking title on the spine.
Yeah. And as they ran past it, they would be playing like Beatles songs.
But this really is a fucking bomb shelter, though.
Yeah.
Like, it has fucking 8 doors that are all locked and a key code to get through one of them. And there's no airflow through here, like, at all. Like, later on, when people are going through it and searching it, the longest they can stay in there is an hour, or they all start passing
Jesus
out.
Christ.
And she's down here for 24 years.
Holy fucking shit.
And there's a bathroom, a living area, 2 bedrooms, but it's cramped as shit. Like, the ceiling at the highest is only 5'6".
Oh, Jesus.
There's no
dude.
windows. There's barely any lights, and he would turn them off all the time to punish them. And you really just couldn't breathe down there at all. And let's not forget, there's also a padded, insulated, soundproof room, which you can probably guess what he used that for.
Laundry.
Laundry, yeah.
Music recording?
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
And on Wednesday, August 28th, 1984, when Rosemary isn't home, Josef, he tells Elizabeth that he needs her help in the cellar, that he's installing a door and he can't do it alone. So she comes down to assist him, and then he uses chloroform and he fucking like wraps it around her so she's knocked unconscious. He then handcuffs her and straps her to a bed in the dungeon.
Jesus, dude.
And then the very next day is when the report is filed that she's missing.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth, she wakes up down there confused, like, what the fuck's going on? It's dark. I'm handcuffed in a basement to a bed. And that's where she would remain for the next 8,516 days.
Jesus Christ.
When was that? The last time the Bills won a playoff game?
Holy fuck, dude. Jesus. Damn, man. That was quick.
And her father also forced her to write those letters that he would later claim, oh, this arrived at the home. Yeah, he's fucking forcing her to write that shit.
Yeah.
And for the next 24 years, he would tell his wife that, oh, I have to go down to the basement. I have to work on drawings and plans for machines, since he would design and sell machines. And you're not to come down and disturb me ever. And since he beats the fuck out of his wife, he's controlling her. Like, she wouldn't even dare. Like, there's no way she was going to go down there. And some days he would be down there for hours, and he would even spend the night down there sometimes, giving off the illusion that he was a driven, hardworking career man.
Oh, my God.
When in actuality, he was raping his own daughter.
Who the fuck got that from him going down there and drawing?
At a minimum of 3 times a week, he would go down into the dungeon and rape his own daughter. That is so...
That's
ugh.
Yeah, it's
Like,
fucked up.
I just feel so fucking dirty and gross just fucking reading that.
Yeah.
No Hall of Fame, man.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Oh, this guy's fucking topping that shit. He's worse than Mel Hall.
Some reports claim that he initially held her captive for the first 2 years, just keeping her prisoner, and then after the 2 years is when he began to rape her, which might be true based on this next part, but then some other reports just say he just immediately was raping her.
Who the fuck cares? Like, he still did it. It doesn't matter when he started it.
Yeah.
Like he still did it.
When 2 years into her captivity, she had gotten pregnant,
Ugh.
but 10 weeks into the pregnancy, she had a miscarriage.
I imagine.
But that didn't stop Josef, and 2 years after that, Elizabeth would then again become pregnant, and in August of 1988, she gave birth to a girl named Kirsten. And 2 years after that, in 1990, she would again get pregnant and give birth to a boy named Stefan.
Jesus Christ.
These 2 children would live in the cellar with her until 2008, which means for 20 years, these kids never saw the outside. They never saw the sun. They only saw their mother and Josef.
Wait,
Yeah,
so she actually had 5 kids then? Because weren't there 3 found outside?
We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
We're getting there.
Well, they one of them he actually did have a pretty successful life though. Like he like sold baseball cards and stuff, and he ended up marrying Alicia Silverstone.
Wait,
Just blast from the past. Just blast from the past, man.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
wait, so she gave birth to the cool Urkel?
Stefan. That'd be awesome. Yeah, so for the next 20 years, those kids, they only see their mother and Josef. They never get outside, see grass, or see sun or anything.
Holy shit.
That is until Elizabeth would again give birth another 5 times. That's right. This sick motherfucker raped his own daughter so much that he ended up having 7 kids with her.
Jesus Christ.
And it's not like he takes her to the hospital for the births either. He buys a book on giving birth and then just goes downstairs with some tools and a towel. And he's like, all right, let's fucking do
Dude,
this.
this chick's a fucking badass, man.
She is. She's a fucking... We'll talk more about her. She's a warrior and a hero.
Yeah, like how the fuck do you survive like 1, let alone 7?
And one of those new 5 would end up dying shortly after birth. One more would end up living in the prison dungeon. And then the remaining 3 would go upstairs to live with Rosemary and Josef. And the one kid that didn't make it, Michael was his name. Josef, he just takes his body and throws it into an incinerator. The kid maybe could have survived, like if he was taken to the hospital or given help. But nope, he's just like, well, he's not going to make it. He's dead, and throws him into a fucking incinerator.
Jesus Christ. How old? Like how?
It was like, it just said like immediately after being born. So I don't know if he was like a couple days, a couple hours, or what.
Jesus, throw it into a fucking fire.
The fucked up thing is, like, what was the whole point of even, like, why wouldn't he just do it with every kid? Why would he, like, make her raise these possibly inbred kids? Like, give her something to do?
Well, he's raising 3 of them
Yeah,
too.
so you wanted to keep.
He
like,
just
a couple.
has he just has an ego. He's arrogant. He's fucking power tripping. He likes to control everything.
It's gross.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And he also tells the children that if they try to escape, they will be gassed and killed. And if they mess with the door, they will get electrocuted.
Sounds like his dad wasn't the only Nazi.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
For real.
exactly.
I guarantee that's probably
That
where
really
he's
is from. That has to be.
gassing and incinerating.
Yeah.
And during those 24 years, Josef, he would bring weekly rations, food and water, but I really doubt it was anything decent or even close to a necessary amount.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth, like we said, she's a fucking warrior, though. She tried her best, and I don't know how she remained so strong, but she managed to teach her kids how to read and write.
Jesus Christ, how does she know?
And she even tried to make the place look a little bit better for them.
Wow.
Well, when she was growing up, she did go to school and stuff.
Yeah, but you would think, like, being down there for so long, you would forget.
She got abducted at 17.
18.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not like
Yeah.
I forgot how to fucking like write like cursive or anything.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I can't do
you know how
cursive,
fucking
yeah.
hard it is to like even write now because I mean I'm taking school online. I don't have to really write anything down.
Rarudo.
That's a baseball player.
Those are
You're
Z's.
cheating.
You're like fucking airplane stairs.
At least with like the small rations he gave him, she could at least teach him how to do the keto diet. It's just like eating nothing pretty much.
And you can tell Elizabeth, she really fucking tried. In the bathroom, like if you look at pictures of this place, she painted like little sea animals on the walls.
Oh wow.
And she really just did all that she could. So like bless this woman. These kids were born into horrible and horrific circumstances, and she really did her best.
The one kid, like, he couldn't do the cursive Z, and she's like, would you like to try the word buzz? Okay, this is just going along with Kevin's joke. That's not even funny.
And it gets worse. It gets way worse.
Jesus.
Not only would Josef come down and rape his daughter over and over, but he would also bring pornographic videos downstairs, make her watch them with him, and then act them out. And if you think that is like, okay, it can't get worse than that, it fucking gets way worse. To punish and embarrass her, not only would he make her act out these videos, he would make all the kids watch.
Oh, man.
So he's doing this shit in front of the kids. Those are his own, he's fucking his own kid in front of his own kids. This sick piece of shit. And now acting out these tapes, it's super fucking gross and disgusting. Like I feel just gross and nasty just reading that.
Yeah.
But if only somehow, like whomever rented those tapes last before him, like would have accidentally put Shawshank Redemption in the VHS case, then maybe Josef would have made them reenact the prison breakout.
Yeah, she could have gotten through the wall, man.
Fuck, dude,
Spoiler
this is
alert.
tough, man.
Anyway,
This
is a bad one.
This is hard.
I've been cringing a lot.
What do you think, Fuzzy Britches?
What's that from?
It's the poster in Shawshank
Holy
Redemption,
shit, is it really?
where he throws the rock through
Yeah.
it, and then they find the hole there.
Fuck yeah, dude. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And the only thing that I can think of that could make this entire thing worse is if whenever he came down to the cellar every day, if he would knock on the door and then in a high-pitched voice go, housekeeping, thinking that it was funny.
Let me flip your pillow.
Like, if he did that every day thinking that was funny, I think that would make this the absolute worst. And then even to make that even worse is like, you know how sometimes gas stations, they have like a little sensor when you walk in and it'll go bing bong like over a speaker.
He just does
If he had that installed, but whenever he walked in, it just played the chorus to Margaritaville. And then he does the salt. He does that part.
Yeah. Like he keeps walking in and he's like, all right, guys, I got a different movie for you guys to watch. And like, oh, fuck yeah, a different one. And he walks in, he keeps putting it in, it's just Evan Almighty.
Oh my God. Whenever he does Bruce Almighty, he always he acts out this part where he pulls the moon closer. Okay, let's move on.
Wait, I've got a question real quick. It's about a song. Your Margaritaville. I was thinking about this way here. Do you guys know what this song is? It reminds me of like a fucking, not Cheeseburger Eddie. The guy from fucking Club Dread.
Yeah, Pina Colada Berg
All right.
by Coconut Pete.
The lyrics to this are fucking...
Isn't that just Bill Paxton?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Bill Paxton.
The lyrics are fucking not even right 100%. It's just like the way the song goes. But it's like, whoa, you take me around to the bone, dum, boom, dona.
You're singing Garth Brooks.
Yes.
Bring me two pina coladas. I gotta have one.
Oh,
for
thank
each
God.
hand.
I'm going to fucking YouTube that
Let's
later.
set sail with Captain Morgan.
Wait, it's called Garth
We'll
Brooks
never
what?
leave dry land. It's just bring me two pina. Buried them in the sand. Buried them in the sand.
So bring me to
Garth Brooks is the shit, man. And Josef, so everything he's done, he's just the most disgusting and fucked up like piece of shit there is.
Dude, he may be fucking taking the cake on anything we've done.
He also likes to tell the children downstairs about the family he has upstairs. So he's like, yeah, you have brothers and sisters that they get to go outside and have fun. And he shows them pictures of them all doing like summer activities. Like, oh, here's them at a barbecue. Here's them swimming and playing. And that's just like the fucking dick cherry on top of the asshole
the
sundae.
The fucked up things are like, what the fuck is that? He's like, oh, that's light.
It's like, what the fuck is that? That's a corn dog.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
He brings them a VHS of People Under the Stairs. He's like, this is you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, fuck.
Kind of. Well, Roach at least got into the fucking wall.
Alrighty, so now we're going to talk about the escape. It was April 19th, 2008. Kirsten, which was Elizabeth's oldest child, she would get ill and fall unconscious. And Elizabeth, she somehow managed to convince Josef to seek medical help and get her to the hospital. And I don't know why he does, but he agrees to it, and he ends up having Elizabeth help him carry Kirsten out of the dungeon and upstairs. But he just makes her like come up to the house and then go back downstairs, you know.
How old would the kids be around this time?
I think Kirsten probably would have been 20.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Kirsten, she had kidney failure and was in a life-threatening condition. An ambulance had come to pick her up and deliver her, and then Josef, he would soon be on his way to the hospital. And while at the hospital, Josef is like, here, I found a note from her mother that will explain Kirsten's condition. So him and these fucking notes, man.
Yeah. Like, he thought that was, like, clever.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll just say she wrote another fucking
found
note.
his fucking note. And I don't know why, but once again, he actually lets Elizabeth go to the hospital because she was like begging him, please let me go see my daughter. And he's finally like, all right, you can go.
Yeah, like I don't get that either. It's like the first time he ever let her outside in like fucking 25 years.
Yeah, so whether he had like a change of heart, which I doubt, or he was just growing tired of it all, we'll never know. That'd be my guess because he's old as fuck now.
Yeah,
I guess he's just
fucking just get out. Go ahead.
He probably thinks she like loves him now and he can actually trust her.
Yeah.
Like Stockholm Syndrome set in.
Oh, I guarantee his wife, everyone had that. He would beat the fuck out of all of them and brainwash everyone. And we do know that he doesn't show any remorse later or feel sorry based on his interviews.
Like he thought he was like fucking smart or something.
So I really just think he was just like, fuck it, I'm tired of doing this shit. And you can see in interviews and videos of him in prison, and he seems like he's like super proud of this shit. Like he's arrogant and he's just a fucking disgusting human being. And he doesn't even think that he really did anything wrong in his mind.
Yeah.
And after speaking with the police, like at the hospital after they start questioning him, he would immediately be arrested. And in an interview, which he said he needed to do so that he could show that he wasn't a monster,
Oh, Jesus.
he states, I had to create a place where I could keep Elizabeth, by force if necessary, away from the outside world. She did not adhere to any rules anymore. She would spend whole nights in dingy bars, drinking alcohol and smoking. I only tried to pull her out of that misery. Now, the reason he says that is because when it was believed that she had first ran away, Josef, he told everyone that she was like this rebel party child and was into all this bad shit. But all of her friends and everyone that knew her was like, she's quiet and shy. She doesn't smoke. She doesn't go to bars or do any of that shit.
Yeah. She's making shit up.
Did he just confuse his daughter with Charlie Sheen?
Maybe. That tiger blood.
Is the next quote that she has fucking HIV?
It's almost just as bad. This is what he says. It was a beautiful idea for me to have a proper family also down in the cellar with a good wife and children. We celebrated birthdays and Christmas down there. I even smuggled a Christmas tree into the cellar with cakes and presents. So that you fucking raped your daughter over and over. Bringing a Christmas tree down there doesn't fucking make it better.
I don't give a fuck if you fucking came down there dressed as Santa Claus. Like, you still fucking raped your own daughter and had kids with her, you sick fuck.
And he also says, whenever I went to the bunker, I would bring my daughter flowers and cuddly toys as well as books for the children. I would watch an adventure film on video with them while Elizabeth would prepare our favorite food. And then we would all sit at the kitchen table and eat together.
Hey,
that is not fucking true. We know about the videos that you fucking brought down there.
Yeah, did you ever fucking let her out, you sick fuck?
And so she gives the one interview, Elizabeth does, with the police, and she's like, I'm only going to do it if you can promise me I'll never have to see him again.
Yeah.
And then her and her kids, they disappear, and they get like new names and identities.
Yeah,
Josef, he ends up getting charged for murder, rape, deprivation of liberty, coercion, enslavement, and incest. Also, the rape and incest, he raped her over 3,000 times.
Jesus Christ.
And this fucking idiot thinks that he's going to get out one day. Like in an interview, he's like, yeah, I can't wait to get out. I'm going to continue my life and just go fishing. Fuck off, dude.
Well, I mean,
Who cares?
Just going to go fishing.
fuck, his name was Josef 300 and people did find out the truth.
Oh, Jesus,
fuck,
dude. Fucking, that is so fucking true, too.
And it was on March 19th, 2009. Fritzl, he was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole
But how the fuck did they get out?
for 15 years.
Oh.
So, after 15 years, it's possible that he could get out, but I really fucking doubt
Wait,
it.
how does that work? Life imprisonment for 15 years. Like, I don't get that.
It's life imprisonment without the possibility of parole
For
so,
15 years. Okay,
Yeah,
so, there's
so
just a
after the
possibility.
15
Yeah.
years, there's a
He ain't
chance.
fucking getting out.
Like, Charles Manson was always up for parole, but
Yeah.
you knew he wasn't getting
yeah,
out.
you're not getting out, you fucking idiot.
And during the court, whenever he was in court, he always would hold like a binder or a folder in front of his face so like, you couldn't see his face and stuff. And then after the verdict and he was being led out of the courtroom, he yelled out, "These hoes ain't loyal." Like
Wait,
he
really?
yelled out, "These hoes
No, he fucking
ain't
did.
loyal." No, I made that up.
I was saying, he fucking did it.
No, I made
No.
all that shit up.
I heard he had the binder in front of his face all the time, and then like as they read the verdict, he just put the binder down. He was doing the people's eyebrow.
Yeah, he really is
Made it-
almost always doing that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll be goddamned, it is a 3-ringer. That's not funny. After the arrest, the children that were in the cellar and Elizabeth, they're all released and they fled the home. Rosemary, his wife, she also leaves the home. She said she didn't know anything about what was going on. She had no idea about the events taking place.
I don't know if I believe that.
Josef backed her up on that story, saying she had no idea.
Like how though?
Part of me is like,
It was hidden.
Yeah.
part of me is like, okay, she's been with him since she was 17, so her mind is going to be completely fucked up from him. He's completely beaten her for forever, and maybe she really doesn't have any idea, or I don't know. Maybe I just think she's so brainwashed.
Yeah.
That if he told her there was nothing going on, that she would believe it. That's my
Jesus,
guess, but
man.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense because that's like our penises leaving us now and we've been beating those things since we were 17.
It's probably like 11 for me, but all right, buddy.
And also the tenants that had lived in the apartment on the first floor of the Fritzl home, none of them knew what was happening beneath them either.
Yeah.
And there was like a bunch that it was like for 24 years. So all the people that were in and out of this apartment, I think there's like over 100 people.
Was
maybe.
any of them named David?
I don't think so.
It's David Tennant.
Oh. And
Wait. He wasn't just a single house. He was like part of this huge apartment complex?
well, he had a house, and then I think this might have been connected to it. I'm not really sure, but this was under like a building that he lived in. So.
Holy shit. Okay.
And whenever like the tenants would say that they heard something like coming from the cellar or the basement, Josef, he would be like, "Oh, that's just the sounds of like faulty piping or a noisy heater." And one of the tenants is like, "Well, I'm pretty sure that I heard Marcy Playground's Sex and Candy playing on repeat for like 4 hours last night."
Oh shit.
And he's like, "No, that's faulty piping." And she's like, I don't know. Are you sure that's what it was?" He's like, "I wasn't. No, it was faulty piping." She's like, "Well, I'm pretty sure I also heard you fire up your Crackle account and stream Joe Dirt too."
Jesus.
He's like, "I didn't do that. I was raping my daughter." So he would, I guess he'd rather admit to the rapes than having the Crackle account to stream Joe Dirt too.
Wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all?
She's like, I didn't know the fucking pipes learn how to fucking sing the alphabet.
Oh, too.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, no, that's true. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about the mother. She gets a lot of crap about not knowing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know. Like, I know if he was doing all this shit to his daughter, then who knows what he was doing to his own mother
Yeah, absolutely.
and his wife.
See, it seems like he should have at least known, or she should have known at least one of them, like the mom or the daughter. Like, she should have at least known one of them was going on. Like, how can he have 2 prisoners for that long and her not know about either of them?
And the fact that these kids keep showing up and they got to start looking fucked up from, like, inbreeding.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the fact
absolutely.
that it's, like, him and his daughter.
And she never just sees him randomly walking out of the basement with a fucking baby in his hand.
And now Elizabeth, she now has a new identity as well as all of her children, and
So
she's somewhere in Austria.
So she's still alive and stuff?
Yeah, she's
Dude,
alive.
Chick's a fucking badass.
Yeah,
she should play the next Sarah Connor.
She is. Her whereabouts will never be known to the public, though, and she'll never do any more interviews or anything like that. She just wants to try and get away from all this.
Deservedly so, absolutely.
And the family is obviously going through some hard transitions. They're weak from being in the dungeon for so long with a low ceiling, no sun. One of the kids' backs is all fucked up because he was like 5'8" or something, between 5'8" and 5'10".
Holy shit.
And like every noise scares these kids. Like when doors are open or closed, they jump and get scared. Which I mean, you can't blame them for any of this.
Yeah, every time they walk outside, like they look at the sun, they get like their eyes are fucked up, and she has to be like, watch them out. They have thin corneas. That's just always sunny in Philadelphia.
And yeah, they had started a petition to get Sunny Delight commercials taken off the TV. That's not funny. That's so mean.
They have to take the bulb out of their fridge.
This is so wrong.
I think
Sorry, this is so wrong.
I think the worst thing he did to them was he gave them the GameCube. He like gave them no games or no memory cards or nothing, so they just had to turn the power on and watch the fucking purple cubes make the G, and that's it.
And all the children need intense therapy, like not just the downstairs kids, but also the upstairs kids.
Yeah.
Because the kids that were upstairs, they had no idea that they had an entire family living down there.
Yeah, like a fucking mom.
And like their dad was, obviously, he probably beat them and shit like that, but they didn't know he was down there fucking his own daughter, and that those kids' parents are just, it's like those kids' parents are their mom and their grandpa.
Yeah.
So that's super fucked up.
Yeah.
And good news though is the kids, they do seem to be doing well now. Like it seems like they're adjusting and doing,
which they're not kids
better.
They're like what, like probably 30s now, right?
Yeah, but some of them were younger. Like the one girl and Stefan were the oldest.
Oh, okay.
And Elizabeth, I read on one article that she's married now. So hopefully
that's awesome.
Hopefully that guy's a good dude.
Yeah.
And
please just fucking live in a trailer at this point. I would just live in a fucking trailer. Like, and that's not even like a joke.
No,
like,
dude.
like live in a trailer or like anything that only has like one story.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No, you're no downstairs or upstairs.
She deserves anything she wants, this poor girl.
Yeah, I feel like if she just like ate a bunch, so she could probably kick anybody's ass. If she survived that, Jesus.
Yeah. And in June 2013, the entire dungeon was filled with concrete. And the house was then later sold. So they're like not fucking around. Like, we're getting rid of this shit.
They should
right
put
now.
that fucker down there when they did it.
And in May 2017, Josef Fritzl, he changes his name to Josef Meyerhoff. You know, just in case this fucking idiot gets out.
Yeah.
But no, this fucking dude,
You're not getting
no
out.
one else really resembles this guy. They know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Actually, Tim, I do like the idea of putting him down in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be fucking awesome.
Hopefully, if he does get out, someone like stabs him in the throat. With
Oh, yeah, dude. He's not making it very long.
They like sharpen a hockey stick and do it or something. Rosemary would end up moving in with Elizabeth and the 6 kids. So I take it Elizabeth doesn't blame her for anything.
Wait, they fucking like live together like now?
I've read some reports that Rosemary moved in with her to help her take care of the kids. Some reports say that she lives alone and sometimes visits. I have no idea. This case has so many fucking articles and shit on it.
Because that is technically her mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rosemary is her mom.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do blame Rosemary, but she's also a victim in this case. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about her, really.
Yeah,
I'm kind of on the fence.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to like understand how she didn't notice, but then who knows?
It is a little unnerving, though, that she refused to testify against him during his trial.
It's like, come on, he fucking beat the shit out of you, know that much.
But that's probably also, again, why she refused to testify against him.
Yeah.
But she has to know a lot of fucked up shit about him.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
But at least in 2012, she ends up divorcing him. So I guess that's nice.
Yeah.
She did testify one of the fucked up things he did was she saw him go on Metacritic and give Joe Dirt to a 5-star rating.
Oh my god. That was the most fucked up thing he did.
But yeah, there's a ton more in this case, and I'm sure we left out a lot of stuff, so feel free to research it and hit us up with anything else that you think is important or interesting you want us to know. There's always articles about this and updates and shit. But yeah, that is everything we have on Josef Fritzl. Episode 50. It's fucked up. It's super dark. It's disgusting. And I feel fucking gross just reading half this shit.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. It got dark out early tonight, and that fucking just goes along with this goddamn episode.
Yes, sir.
This is fucking dark.
Josef Fritzl, the piece of shitzel.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Saving the fucking gold for the end,
I
Jeremiah.
like it. I like it.
So, alrighty, anything you guys want to mention before we get on to our closing shit?
Definitely fucking Mel Hall of Fame. I think we should almost rename it to fucking, what, Shit Snow, or whatever the fuck his name is.
He just gets his own wing.
Yeah, he's definitely got his own wing in there.
Like Mel Hall doesn't deserve to be in the same
Oh my God.
room as that guy.
He gets his own room. He already made one of those.
That's all he gets. He never gets to leave. Well, thank you all for listening to episode 50 of the Brothers Commonplace. If you'd like to contact us, you can find us on social media, on Twitter or Facebook. You can also email us at brotherscommonplace@gmail.com. And if you'd like to support the podcast, leave us some feedback, message us on any of those platforms, and tell us what you thought. Give us suggestions, anything you'd like us to cover in the future. And if you'd like to help us spread the word, shout it from the mountaintops, right? And the thing that's most helpful is if you could leave us a review on especially iTunes, but anywhere you find the podcast. If you leave us a 5-star review and send us a screenshot, you'll become an honorary brother.
Hell yeah. And special thanks to everyone that's already left us a 5-star review on iTunes. That really helps us out tremendously, and it means the world to us. And sorry about this super dark episode. It's really fucked up. It's got us all just sitting here in silence, like fucking messed up from it. So it is, God, it's yeah. Ugh, I don't know. It's just unreal.
Is this the cop episode?
What?
5-0?
Yeah. 5-0, episode 50, yes. Yes, it is, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And if you want to be an honorary brother, just leave us an iTunes review, and we're going through them down the line and doing one each week. You guys and ladies have been awesome. We've gotten a pretty good amount of them recently. And I've been really impressed. It's been awesome. If you want us to send you some stickers, send us a message on either Instagram or Twitter and let us know your address or email. And we'll send you out some stickers. So thank you very much for supporting us.
All right, guys. So we haven't got any requests for this stuff in a while, and maybe it's on me. Maybe my quality of the stuff just hasn't been great. So I kind of want to step it up, but also I think this is kind of something that could be fun. I always ask you guys for reviews, but what if you guys ask us for a review? So how about if you give us a 5-star review and ask for this, we will watch the movie Harry and the Hendersons and review that shit.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's pretty fucking good. But we're gonna give
good.
like a quality review of this shit.
John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if you guys want to hear the Brothers Commonplace review Harry and the Hendersons, request that shit, you fucking bitches.
All right, 2 words of wisdom. Make it good. We need you.
So the big 5-0, everybody. I don't know how much longer we'll be here, but me and Andrew like to mix it up sometimes. Usually I let him do a lot of the porn research. I do a little bit of. I was just gonna say, like, Andrew does research for the pod. I just jack off.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we bought a domain for a URL. It's usually me and Andrew just sitting there complaining about each other's dirty penises. And we nicknamed the site, and it's a long URL, but it's look it up. It's called Wine and Dick Cheese with 2 crackers. Another one was we went on a torture site, and we just hosted a video on there, and we like to do our opening as the Brothers Commonplace, and we get to the video. But it's me and Andrew pinching each other's nipples while drinking Twisted Teas, and we named the video Twisted Teas while we twist on these.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Yes.
So I got a short story for you guys. Like, me and Andrew used to go to school together, and we were virgins, believe it or not.
Oh, I don't
And
believe that
we
shit.
made a pact to grow our bushes out until we lost our virginity. So we called ourselves Furgins because we were so furry and everything. But there was no need to call the suicide hotline on us because we still haven't seen a razor in years.
Because you had no other way to do it.
As soon as the pod started, me and Andrew tried to do a little promotion for it. We tried to join this MILF website to do some promotion,
Yeah.
but we actually found out it was just an abbreviation. And it was actually stands for Men Intensely Lactating for Real. Good thing I got B cups because I got the top rating on that site, and that probably gave us about 100 views.
That's why we're getting so popular.
Alrighty, thank you everyone for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
Laugh the dark stuff.
Hashtag Wildman.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. Hashtag pretzels.
Hashtag T-Bro-C. Hashtag Wild Woman.
Ooh.
Hashtag Wild Dog.
I always act surprised that
I
hashtag
know.
wild woman. You say it every time.
Hashtag this guy's fucking Mel Hall.
Hashtag Thank You Mark.
Yeah, hashtag holy fucking shit, this episode was dark.
And also, stand by for Conan. No,
Oh,
stand
yes.
by because we might have a special gift at the end of this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you'll laugh or maybe it'll just make you quit listening altogether. We don't know
or
yet.
maybe Two's going to fart into the mic again.
We can only
Yeah.
pray.
Hashtag Powder and Family.
Oh, my God.
Alrighty, see you guys. Alrighty, so we got a special gift for you guys. Back in the day when we had our old podcast, we used to do this thing called Brother Movies. And what that is we make up a movie and all the other brothers decide if they would go see it or not. And usually it's pretty funny. So listen, maybe you'll enjoy, maybe you won't. So you go first.
All right. I get abducted by an alien and they have sex with me, and when he pulls it out of my butt and I go to suck his penis, it's Kling. It's called Unsolved Mysteries.
That's good. Okay, that's a pretty good one.
Actually, dude, I just got like
Not a
horrible
movie at
one.
all, but
This one is it's very similar to Forrest Gump. It's pretty much about like a mentally retarded guy, and he's extremely lucky, and he kind of has like a lot of political friends or celebrity friends, and it pretty much is 100% Forrest Gump, but instead of going to Vietnam, he actually dodges the draft, and it's called Forrest Trump.
all right. All right. All right.
In this movie, our own Kevin becomes a power walker,
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck, yes.
and he gets on this Japanese TV show about power walkers.
No, it's of course.
And they
it's
hire
Japanese.
these people to pretend to be zombies and chase him while he's power walking.
Yeah.
But he still makes it through and gets the prize at the end. It's called the Green Mile.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fuck
For,
yeah.
shit.
for those that don't know, my last name is Green.
I'm watching that shit twice.
Fuck
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I'll see it.
Jesus Christ debates and convinces Tom Cruise to leave the Scientology group and finally join the Christian faith. Since Tom Cruise is kind of crazy, he has to go back in time and take Jesus' place to perform
Oh, my God.
Tom Crucifixion.
Oh, shit, dude. Nice.
First I was like, this is God's Not Dead 3.
Dude, I think there already is one. There might be.
I have like 2 or 3 left, but mine are all real quick. Like this one is just Titanic, but everyone on board is just super drunk the entire time. It is just called Thai Black and Tanic.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Heard Roger Ebert give it 2 thumbs up.
Black and Tans are pretty good, man.
I'm not like a giant
Black and
fan.
Blues, you like Black and Blues?
I'm not sure what that even
Fucking
is.
Blue Moon on top of Guinness.
Oh, dude,
It's
I
fucking
haven't
good,
heard
dude.
of that, dude. Holy
It's
shit!
also
Wait,
a very good kind of burger.
where the do you have to order that somewhere?
I mean, I just do them.
Oh,
They're good. I mean, I didn't invent it or nothing, but that'd be cool.
Down
Yeah, they're
there.
fucking good.
wait, do you do like Guinness first and then Blue
Yeah,
Moon?
well, yeah, because it sits on top of it. The Blue Moon will
Holy
sit on top
shit,
of the
dude.
Guinness. It's
'Cause
fucking
they have
good.
different
Yeah, I
densities.
gotta
cool,
fucking
yeah.
try. I have to try that like soon,
I actually think I'd like that.
dude. We should try that like
Yeah.
fucking tomorrow, dude.
Coming soon to theaters. This one stars our very own Kevin Green,
Oh, fuck yeah.
where he hosts a bonfire where he ends up just eating out all of our assholes.
Oh, yes.
Wait, you talking about last Friday?
Was this a documentary or?
So it's kind of a cannibalistic movie, and it's called The Green Inferno.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Furno's not the only thing I'm in that night.
All right, you ready? This is actually a movie, a good, decent one. A bunch of vampires and werewolves join a team to beat Michael Jordan and LeBron James in Space Jam, and it's called Twilight Zone Defense.
Oh, shit.
Hey, so this is just Inside Zone, right?
I love it.
Alrighty, so this one, it's about this adolescent, like teenage kid. He's always kind of been a loner, doesn't have a lot of friends, but he enjoys smoking a lot of weed. Like that's pretty much the only thing that brings him happiness is whenever he's smoking a lot of weed. But he always longed for somewhere to belong. And then he meets this girl, and he's like, oh, she's great. She's like into me. We're friends. And he finds out that she's part of this Jewish cult. And so he starts talking to her, and they want him in the cult. And he likes the feeling of belonging somewhere, but they're real strict on like clean body, mind, and soul. So you can't smoke weed there. So he has to decide like what he's going to do. And this movie is just called Yahweh or the Highway.
Oh my god!
All right, dude. I feel okay to say mine's fucking bad. This is so fucking stupid.
Fuck yeah!
But dude, like Kev, you may have to cut this one out, dude. It's not. You guys aren't even gonna laugh. But I'm gonna guess. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Chase with Charlie Sheen?
Oh, the Cars where he has that girl with him.
Yeah, where he bangs her while he's
Fucks
driving.
her, dude.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fucking hot,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
down to Mexico and shit, the border.
So that movie's called The Chase. This movie is like a rehash of that, but just stars Chevy Chase. And it's just called Chase Chevy.
Oh my
It's
god,
so
dude!
fucking stupid.
Instead of him banging the girl in the car, he just jacks off in it.
Dude, that really is a good movie though. The Chase is fucking awesome. That's a good movie.
Fuck yeah, dude! All right, you ready for this one? This is one that I guess me, Kevin, and Tim all have to film, but it goes off Kevin's Forrest Gump thing, which is weird that he said that one. Me, Kevin, and Tim all go back to 1994, and we all have to show off our houses at the same time that Forrest Gump came out, but we call this one Forrest Dump.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, surprisingly, I actually just randomly thought of one too.
Do
you have one?
No, you can keep going.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't really have one because I haven't figured it
Dude,
out yet.
Mine's not fully developed, so you can go.
Like I have an idea, but I don't have it fully figured out. It's like about these. I mentioned it to Tim before, but it's about this group of female pirates, and they're all like super slutty.
Ooh.
But what they do is like they get brought onto like ships and military ships and stuff, and they sleep with the entire crew and everyone on there, and that somehow like destroys them from the inside. Like because like they all start turning on each other, like, oh, she's my girl and stuff, and it was just going to be called Loose Lips Sink Ships because they got those loose pussy lips because they're all sluts. But I didn't know how to put it together.
Dude,
Dude,
I
that
like
is
that
put
one.
together. It's fucking awesome. And it's true.
Dude, dude,
That's
mine's
how it happened.
yeah, mine's actually a true story. I just randomly like thought about it. Like it's actually a true story. Like they haven't made a movie yet, but they're going to. But it's about this like fish that kind of like comes up on land. Like he realized like he's able to like live on land and stuff, and like he thinks like everybody should be like proud of him and stuff. Like, dude, I'm a fish on land. Like I'm able to fucking breathe. And they keep calling him gay because of the fucking Kanye West thing, you know, gay fish.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you guys calling me gay? You know, it's like basically like the struggle of him just trying, you know, like live, you know, on land with people calling him gay. And the movie's called Lance Bass.
Oh my god, dude. Oh man,
Dude,
that's
I'm
good.
sorry, I could almost not even say that.
I don't think
Lance
I'm making
Bass.
this up. Did he fucking go to space once?
Yeah,
He did?
I
Wait,
think
he
he
did?
did.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, I almost didn't get. I may not have even got that out. Like Lance Bass is what I was trying to say, but I was like laughing as I was saying it.
It's-
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah.
Spence, you got any more?
I'm good.
Toof?
You can end it. I got one last one. Well,
Well, this isn't really anything. This is just a quick one. It's like 2 sentences.
just go then.
It's just you know House Guest, that movie starring Sinbad.
Yeah.
It's just a sequel, but instead of Sinbad, it's Mel Hall. So that's it.
And it's also real life.
All right, Toof, bring it home. This is our final brother movie.
I got a short one and a decent one.
Okay.
They're trying to do like a recreation of like a Hitler movie and everything, but documentary. But it was like 1989, and they ran a really short actor, so they had to use Huey Lewis. But so they called the movie Huey Lewis and the Jews.
Come on.
We said that before in a podcast.
Oh wait,
I'm
really?
sure. Yeah.
Holy shit! All right, last one. Shawshank Redemption. But behind the poster, they find a glory hole, and it's called Spank Bank Redemption.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Moon, yeah. That's Hugo, tickling the ivories. He just saved by bundling home and auto with Progressive. Gonna finally buy a ring for that gal of yours, Hugo? Send her my condolences. Hi-oh! This next one's for you two. There's a burglar in my heart. Thank you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You teared up because the barista screwed up your order. You finished a pint of fudge ripple ice cream in front of the freezer. You yelled at your desk neighbor, Leslie, for breathing too loud. This time, don't go and buy another box of tampons. Question what you thought you knew about periods. Question what you buy, what you use, what the usual way, right way is to deal with it. Revolutionize. Switch it up. Try the Diva Cup and see how it can make dealing with your period a whole lot better.